Good morning. We're going through the review for our unit on inequalities. So, complete the review, show all your work, turn in the review when you take the exam. Because word problems are a little bit more tricky to do than regular problems, I'm going to go ahead and explain it to you. So, the first 5 are word problems. Emma runs a bakery. In the morning, she has 40 pounds of flour. She uses 2.5 pounds of flour for each batch of bread. She will buy more flour when she has less than 5 pounds left. How many batches of bread, B, can Emma bake before she needs to buy more flour? So, if you look at this, most of what you need is already highlighted for you. Emma runs a bakery. In the morning, she has 40 pounds of flour. She uses 2.5 pounds of flour for each batch of bread. She will buy more flour when she has less than 5 pounds left. How many batches of bread can she make? Okay, so let's break it down. When she starts, how many pounds of flour does she have? She has 40 pounds of flour. Each time she bakes a batch of bread, she uses 2.5 pounds of flour. What is 2.5 as a decimal? Because it's a little bit easier to work with decimals. 2.5. So it's 2.5, and this is batches of bread. And she will buy more when she has less than 5 pounds. Okay, first step. Subtract 40 from both sides. So, negative 2.5b is less than negative 35. Okay, last step is to divide, but we're dividing by a negative number. Okay, what does that tell me about my symbol? If you said you'll have to switch it around, you would be correct. So now then that B is greater than. Okay, there's calculators and I encourage you to use them. 35 divided by 2.5. Why didn't I put in the negative signs? Well, because I know that negative divided by a negative is a positive. So all I'm going to do is put in the numbers. And I get 14. So, what does that mean? After she bakes 14 batches of bread, she buys more flour. Okay, after she bakes 14 batches of bread, she has to buy more flour because she will then have less than 5 pounds left. Any questions? Okay, Liam goes to an amusement park with $30. The entrance fee is $5.50. Each ride will cost $4.25. Write and solve the inequality to find the number of rides R. Liam can go on. Liam goes to an amusement park with $30. So, if we're looking at it, he starts with $30. You notice it's highlighted. The interest fee is $5.50, and each ride cost $4.25. And we're going to find the number of rides R. Liam can go on. Okay. How much does he start with? $30. Can he go over his $30? No. So 30 has got to be greater than the total cost he spends. What is the entrance fee? $5.50. Will he pay that more than once? No. But in addition to the entry fee, what else does he pay for? $4.25 for each ride. And this is where the R comes in. How do we solve? So we're going to subtract $5.50 from both sides. So 30 minus 5 is 25, minus another 50 cents is $24.50. Is greater than 4.25 R. Okay, whenever you do mental math, especially if you're taking a test, you'll want to check it. 30 minus 5.50 is $24.50. I was correct. The last step is to divide by 4.25. $4.25. Okay, now my question is, do I need to switch my sign? No, because I'm dividing by a positive number. So 24.50 divided by 4.25, and I get 5.76. And it would be, yeah. Okay, what does that tell me? Normally we would round up. Can he ride 6 rides? No, because he doesn't have enough money for that last one. So Liam can only ride 5 rides. Okay, any questions? Back the video up and watch it again. Jada spent at least 45 minutes practicing basketball on Sunday. She practiced 15 minutes longer on Sunday than on Saturday. How many minutes could Jada have practiced basketball on Saturday, which we'll use S for our variable? So she spent at least. The word at least means it's going to be equal to. Jada spent at least 45 minutes practicing basketball on Saturday. She practiced 15 minutes longer on Sunday than on Saturday. How many minutes could Jada have practiced basketball on Saturday? S. So, 45 minutes was the whole amount she did on Sunday. Okay, at least. At least. Is that less than or greater than? That is the least amount, which means 45 is the smallest amount. So she practiced 15 minutes longer on Sunday. This is the amount she practiced on Sunday. So I'm going to take S and minus 15, or S and add 15, because the 15 minutes plus whatever she did on Saturday is what she would have done. Okay, to solve. Subtract 15 from both sides. I end up with 30 is less than or equal to S. What does that mean? It means she practiced at least 30 minutes on Saturday. Okay, so when it says at least or at most, that is where it is also equal to. So before we go on, pause the video and look at the next one and try to set it up on your own. If you can, you know that you'll be kind of ready for the test. Well, I hope you tried. This is another at least. Ethan read at least 60 pages of a book on Sunday. He read 20 more pages on Sunday than he did on Saturday. How many pages could Ethan have read on Saturday? And we're going to use P for pages. Ethan read at least 30 pages. He read 20 more pages on Sunday than he did on Saturday. So how many pages did he read on Sunday? 60. At least, that means it is less than or equal to what he did on Saturday. Well, on Sunday he read 20 pages more. So the amount he read on Saturday would be S, but you'd also have to add that 20 pages to it to get up to what he read on Sunday. So how do we solve? Well, we subtract 20 from both sides. And 40 is less than or equal to S. What does that mean? Oh, we're supposed to use P, but that's okay. He read at least 40 pages on Saturday. Ethan read at least 40 pages on Saturday. Okay, so that brings us down to our last word problem on this page. Ava is designing a rectangular rug that is 4 feet in length. She wants the area of the rug to be greater than 20 square feet. Let W represent the width of the rug. Write and solve an inequality to determine the possible lengths Ava's rug could have. So she wants it to be greater than. So she's deciding rectangular, which that's going to be important. That is 4 feet in length. She wants the area of the rug to be greater than 20 square feet. Let W represent the width of the rug. Write and solve to determine the possible lengths Ava's rug could have. Okay, so what is area? Well, your area is your length times your width. So area is 20 square feet. And she wants it to be greater than. So that means that is the smallest amount we could have. The length is 4. The width is W. How do we solve? Divide, whoops, I don't need that part. But I do need to remember to divide both sides by 4. So 5 is less than W. Okay, so what does that mean? Ava needs to make the width more than 5 feet. So at 5 feet, it's exactly 20 square feet because 4 times 5 is 20. And she wants it to be greater than, so she's got to do more than 5 feet. Okay, that was the end of our word problem review. Now the rest is going to be plug and chug. So we're going to look at it, we're going to solve, and we're going to think about the solution. If all I do is multiply, what is the opposite of multiplication? The opposite of multiplication is division. So I'm going to divide both sides by 12.5. $250 divided by 12.5 is 20. So x is greater than 20. Write an equation that represents 27 less than 3 times a number is no more than 42. Okay, 27 less means minus 27. 3 times a number means 3x. No more than, that means 42 is our greatest number. So, it doesn't say we have to solve, we just have to write it. So 3x minus 27 is less than 42. So if we wanted to solve, we would subtract 27 from both sides. Three x is less than 15. Divide by 3, x is less than 5. We're done. For problems 8 and 9, solve the inequality, graph the solution on a number line, and write the solution in interval notation. So looking at number 8. First step is to add 12 to both sides. 2 over 3x is greater than or equal to 20. How do we work with that fraction? We don't divide by a fraction. We do what? We multiply by the reciprocal. Okay, the reciprocal of 2 over 3 is 3 over 2. Now, if I'm looking, 20 divided by 2 is 10. So I know that x is greater than or equal to 10 times 3 is 30. Now you have to ask yourself, is that an, oh, I just put 30 anywhere on the line, it doesn't matter where. Is that an open or closed circle? It's equal to, so it is a closed circle. Which way am I going? Well, the pointy end goes to 30, that means 30 is the smallest. So I've got to go to the right. For my interval notation, I start at 30, and I'm going where? Think of Buzz Lightyear, to infinity and beyond. Now, this side we know is always a parentheses. If it is included, that is your bracket. Just boxes it right in. Okay, on the next one, negative 4.75x, I left the x out so I had to write it in, minus 7 is greater than 50. Step 1, add 7 to both sides. Negative 4.5x. 4.75. 4 3/4, sorry. Is greater than. 50 plus 7 is 57. Now what do I do last? Well, I'm going to divide by a negative number. So when I divide it or multiply by a negative number, what do I always have to remember to do? Switch that sign around is correct. It goes from greater than to less than. Now I know that a positive divided by, a negative divided by, now this is a positive divided by a negative. So this is going to be a negative number. 57 divided by negative 4.75 gives me negative 12. So x is less than negative 12. Put a negative 12 here. Open or close circle. It is open. Which side do I shade? Well, the pointy end goes to my x, so all my x's are smaller than negative 12. So looking at these two graphs, hopefully you were able to get them. The last thing we do for number 9 is the interval notation. We're still thinking of Buzz Lightyear, but this time it goes in the what direction? The negative direction, the negative infinity with a parenthesis, and it stops at negative 12. Is negative 12 open or closed? It's open. That gives us a second parenthesis, and we're done. Last question. How many solutions are there for any inequality? If you said an infinite number, you would be correct. Remember, we looked at the between 0 and 1. How many numbers are between there? Well, we started saying, oh, we could get a half. We could get 3/4. We could get 1/4. And then we started looking. Well, we could do 3/8. We could do 1/6. I can keep creating fractions. I could get down to 1/1000. And I could keep going. So that's why there is an infinite number, because you're looking at the whole number line. And the whole number line has an infinite number of numbers on it also.